Hello students, welcome to video lecture class of hydraulic machine and fluid power subject. Here in this video, I am going to explain about the working principle of Kaplan turbine, the velocity diagram to be drawn at the inlet and outlet of turbine unit, and also the difference between reaction turbine and impulse turbine. As shown in the figure, we are having the water entering through the scroll casing and followed by a guide vane. It is falling upon the blades mounted upon the boss of the shaft. The water enters in a vertical direction from the inlet to the outlet. The velocity of flow remains constant and from inlet to the outlet. So what is the amount of flow area? What is the discharge of water at the inlet? Means we have to find out that if you take a circle or you have to draw the circle by the outer side of the blade, then we will got the diameter of the runner and there is a diameter of boss. From this we are having, from the front view we are having, this is the outer diameter, this is the boss diameter. Now what will be the area of flow? That is pi by 4 d0 square minus dv square into what is the velocity of flow at inlet. Next, so as we have seen that in a Kaplan turbine, the flow of water takes place in a axial direction and we have the velocity of flow at inlet and outlet is equal to Vf1 is equal to Vf2. Depending upon the velocity of blade, velocity of water and relative velocity, we have to find out two velocity triangles at inlet and the outlet. At inlet, V1, U1, VR1, they are making a velocity triangle and that is gives us the inlet velocity triangle. The Vf1 and Vw1, they are suggesting us the velocity component of V1, vertical component Vf1, horizontal component Vw1. This Vw1 causing the motion of the runner to produce mechanical power. We have seen that the flow of water at the outlet is in a perpendicular direction to that of the runner. So we have to drop a line perpendicular to the curved surface, that is Vf2. So Vf2 is nothing but this is the velocity of water at outlet, that is V2. So V2 will be in a direction 90 degree, means that will the line suggesting V2 is leaving the blade at an angle of 90 degrees. So 90 degree is equal to alpha 2. So alpha 2 is nothing but this is the blade angle. This is the angle made by the velocity of water at outlet with the velocity of the blade. Vr1 and Vr2, these are the tangential velocity of water or relative velocity of water. So from inlet to the outlet, the velocity will be remain constant because the surface of the blade becomes smooth and cleaned one. So we can have take Vr1 is equal to Vr2. We have two types of velocity. One is inlet velocity U1, outlet velocity U2, and that is equal to your pi d0 n by 60. Means we have to take the blade diameter. So after the blades are fixed to the hub or boss of the shaft, the diameter is obtained at d0. Earlier we have discussed. So now the blades are uniformly mounted upon the runner. So we can have inlet velocity is equal to outlet velocity, that is equal to pi d0 n by 60, where capital N is known as your speed of the shaft in RPM. So flow velocity from the inlet to the outlet are equal. B of 1 is equal to B of 2. So already we have discussed area flow of water from inlet to the outlet is equal to pi by 4 outer diameter square minus burst diameter square. So discharge of water can be found out as Q is equal to pi by 4 outer diameter square minus burst diameter square into Bf1. Next term, we have to find out the work done per second by the water striking upon the plate. So how to find out? Already you have from the velocity triangle diagram, work done per second is equal to mass of water striking whole bracket initial velocity minus final velocity. So we are having work done per second is equal to rho q Vw1 plus Vw W1 U1 plus Vw2 U2 by 1000 kilowatt, that is your runner power. Next point is equal to your hydraulic efficiency. Hydraulic efficiency is nothing but that is what is the power delivered by the water upon the runner to that of the power supplied at the inlet of turbine. So power delivered is equal to runner power. Already you have obtained rho q Vw1 U1. So where Vw2 value is 0, so hence we are getting the work done per second is equal to Vw1 into U1 into rho q divided by kinetic energy per second. So what is the amount of water power? That is rho GQH by 1000. So 1000 will be neglected. Next, we will have seen that rho Q cancel out. Then we have got Vw1 U1 by GH, where H is known as your head of water. So this is the level of water, or this is the energy of water per unit weight of water before the water is striking upon the runner plate. In this way we can find out the hydraulic efficiency. In the next video class, we will have to solve some problems related to Kaplan turbine and Francis turbine. Next, as earlier we have discussed what is impulse turbine, reaction turbine, but we have to give the accurate differentiation between the impulse turbine and reaction turbine. First of all, what is impulse turbine? What is reaction turbine? Based upon the availability of water energy at inlet of turbine. In case of impulse turbine, we are going to use a nozzle. So the energy available at the inlet total converted into kinetic energy. Hence, this is known as your kinetic energy is available at the inlet. But in case of reaction turbine, no use of nozzle, and hence the energy available at the inlet of turbine is the sum of kinetic energy and pressure energy. Next, in impulse turbine, basically we have to produce more amount of power. So how to produce more amount of power? So we have to make the availability of water in such a way that water will be moving from a high level or moving from a high head. So it is a high head turbine. Reaction turbine may be medium turbine or low head turbine. Next point, in case of impulse turbine, the jet of water is striking upon the buckets of the runner in a direction that is tangential. Hence it is known as also tangential flow reaction turbine, impulse turbine. In case of reaction turbine, the flows are radial, maybe axial, or mix of two flows, that is also known as mixed flow type turbine. In case of impulse turbine, we are going to use a nozzle by which we are getting the high jet of water, high velocity of water. This high velocity of water is utilizing in turbine unit so that you are getting the maximum mechanical power. But in case of reaction turbine, only some part of pressure energy is converted into kinetic energy, and thereby we are getting less amount of power from reaction turbine. In case of impulse turbine, we are going to use a sphere regulating device. So while the water enters to the turbine unit from the penstock, there is a sphere or flow regulating device used, that is named as sphere. So the movement of the sphere inside the nozzle allowing the flow of water to more or less, so while it is striking upon the bucket. But in case of reaction turbine, guide vanes are used which are also controlling the flow of water. So the movement of the guide vanes causes the flow of water. Next point. Due to high velocity of water striking upon the jet, upon the blade, so there may be shocks may be produced. There may be shock in the blade. But due to the use of guide vanes, the flow of water becomes smooth while it is moving over the core plates. In case of impulse turbine, we are not utilizing any type of draft tube. The jet of water after striking the blade automatically due to the gravitational force comes to the tailor's level. But in case of reaction turbine, the pressure energy at exit is less than that of the atmospheric pressure, and we have to use a draft tube so that the pressure energy can be increased and thereby the water from the exit can be dragged to that of the tailor's level. So in case of impulse turbine, we have to use the Pelton wheel turbine. In case of reaction turbine, we are going to use as Francis turbine and Kaplan turbine. From both the turbine units, you have to conclude that impulse turbine is much more advantageous than that of the reaction turbine. The impulse turbines are used in every hydroelectric power plant, and they are producing large amount of power in comparison to that of the reaction turbine, which are rather medium or low head turbine where less amount of power is obtained. So here, due to the large amount of kinetic energy is utilized in impulse turbine, we are getting the maximum power. In case of reaction turbine, it is not happening. Some part of pressure energy is converted into kinetic energy. In this way, we are completing with the differentiation between the impulse turbine and reaction turbine. Thank you. In the next class, we will have to discuss about the problems related to Kaplan turbine and Francis turbine. Thank you all.